Hello, welcome to Happy Little Yarn, episode 89. My name is Amy. I come to you from Leesburg, Georgia, a very hot and humid Leesburg, Georgia. I'm ready for fall. And this is my little corner where I like to talk to y'all about my knitting. Today, I have one width and that's it. So it might be short, might be long. I don't know. I have stuff to talk about. We'll find out. So I hope you have something delicious to drink. I have water today because I have the taste of lunch in my mouth and I didn't think coffee would go well with that. And I have pajamas on because this is the pajama episode. I couldn't be bothered to stay in my work clothes today. It is 1:06 p.m. August 2nd, 2024. And I feel out of sorts this week. I've had a rough week, but we're moving on. We're moving on. We hit 1,500 subscribers on this channel. So in order to celebrate next week, or next episode, I'm not going to say next week because I don't want to jinx it. Next episode, on episode 90, we'll do a little giveaway. So stay tuned for episode 90. And before I forget, what to do with it right there, I have a little sewing update. Tomorrow I'm going to have a shop update at happylittleyarn.com. I am going to have the precious knitted pumpkin bags. You can see there the knitted pumpkins. This is a small. I'm going to have small, medium, and large. I'm still working on the medium and larges. I usually don't sew during the week, so I'm a little behind. Here's a medium. It will become a bag shortly after I finish recording this episode. The mediums are ready to go. All they have to do is be sewn together. And the larges, same. But I've had zero want to do anything this week, to be quite honest. Work was a bit stressful. But that tomorrow, let me not get sidetracked here, okay? Sewing update. Shop update is going to be tomorrow, happylittleyarn.com. Tomorrow being Saturday, August 3rd, 2024, at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah. So, like, 6 hours after this vlog uploads will be the shop update. Thought y'all would like to see it first before it goes live. Maybe I'll start doing my shop updates on Sundays. I don't know. But it's going to be the first either Saturday or the first Sunday of every month. I'm only going to do one a month because I don't like to do things during the week after work. Come to find out. Besides sit down and knit. Okay, let's talk whips now. I have the one whip. I have not worked on anything. I did not touch the mess up. I did not. Oh, spider-free episode this time. Promise. Promise. Hopefully promise. There was a spider crawling on my Douglas cardi last week that I did not see until someone pointed it out to me. Oh my god. I would have freaked if I saw that in person. But luckily I did not see it until somebody pointed it out to me. I didn't even see it in editing. Might be time for new glasses. Or to pay better attention. Okay, so living in my lovely bag from Robin's, with a Z, Nest Knits, Robin's Nest Knits. And that's her little logo. I'll link her shop below. This lovely bag has been holding my test knit. And it's such a good bag. I want another one, honestly. But I am test knitting the California sweater by Leslie Howard. And I've done a little bit. I don't remember where I was last week because I forgot to put a progress keeper on it. But I've got all kinds of needles in it now, so that's got to be a sign of something good, right? Alright, let's see where I'm at. I know the yarns are going to fall, so here's the yarns I'm using. Before I show you, I'll just show you the yarns because I can't hold everything at once. I'm using the 2022 Lemonade Shop Advent, and I'll put a picture of it right here. Holding that double with some Hedgehog fibers, Kidsilk Lace yarn in the colorway Ghost. And together, and these are all the yarns I've used so far. I'm just trying to keep track of them. I stole the idea from Shauna of Shauna Stitches about using a little hair barrette to keep the yarn tidy. But I'm labeling each one as I go. I'm doing 5 rows of each. So each time I increase to another color, I'll know which one to use because they all look so similar, I can't tell. Okay, but this is my California sweater. So far, I have the back panel done. I'll show you that first. Back panel done. I was trying to fade by shades of color, but yeah, I kind of wish this yellow stripe was down a bit further, down below the lighter stripe below it, like this. But it's not enough for me to want to go back and rip it out. I think it's just a design feature, design element. Right, color striping. But I think I got through 10. Do math. 10 minis. So that is 10 5 rows of each color mini. 12. 5 rows of each color of 12 minis. So I think it looks good. So I did the back panel. And now I'm done with the left panel, the left front panel. And I feel like I'm sitting up too high or sitting down too low. I can't tell. So I got that much done. That's the left front panel. And I got that to the point where I have to finish the right panel. And then I guess I join the 2 panels. And then I work down to the arm separation and join. Assuming, because I don't read ahead. And there's some people already finished with the test knit after 2 weeks. So, but they're not knitting a 4XL. I don't know how people have so much time to knit. I wish I did. I'm honestly very jealous of them. A little envious that I don't have much knitting time. But I just casted or picked up the stitches on the right panel last night. So that's where I'm at. All the ends need to be woven in of 12 minis on the back panel. And the front panel has, I don't know how many minis, but that'll be a project for another day. I honestly am in love with this project. Who knew holding mohair silk with a strand of fingering would be so soft and squishy? It's so nice. I love it. So I've got 3 sets of needles live in here. I have not put anything on hold because if I drop these stitches with the mohair on it, I don't know if I'll be able to rescue it. So I just thought I would leave all 3 sets of needles on the back panel, left panel, and the right panel in it till it's time to join it all. Because if I put this barber pole on it, it could fall off. I mean, it's quite sturdy, but it could fall off in the process of moving needles over. So I'm just being cautious and not doing that. I am on color 1 right now. So that's my ball of yarn I'm using for the right panel. I think it's so handy that these little barrettes hold the yarn so well. I have the 1-inch barrettes on Amazon, from Amazon. They're the smallest barrettes I could find. They're for like babies. They're very small. But and then I just cut up a post-it and made little strips with the numbers on them. And these are the colors I have not used. So I'm kind of liking where I stopped with the armholes. Like the back, it goes to purple, pinks and purples. Next up is greens and blues. So that, I think that's a good stopping point for the sleeve separation. So when I join in the round, I'll start with the green. And then I will fade to, this will be the last color. That mauvey purple at the end, bluey purple. And I'm going to use one of these for the collar. I don't know which one yet. Probably the lighter one because the top color is the lightest, so probably this one. But these are all Lemonade Shop 2022 minis, and for certain you can't get them unless somebody's destashing it, so sorry, but it is beautiful and gorgeous, and probably one of my favorite mini advents I've gotten to date. And here is the Hedgehog Fibers Kidsilk Lace in the colorway Ghost. I have 3 more skeins of this, and I'm still on the first skein. I'm like, I don't think I'll need more than... I might do my sweater short sleeve. I might ask Leslie if she minds if I do it short sleeve to like my elbow, kind of like where I did my Dartmoor sweater. Kind of ends right at the join. I like my sleeves to go past the big part of my arm. I might ask Leslie if she minds if I do it short sleeve because South Georgia, it's hot and humid. I don't think I'll ever need a long sleeve mohair sweater, to be quite honest. But nevertheless, I am knitting one. Okay, next up, let's talk Crafter Spotlight. Before all of you that usually leave after the knitting content, I want y'all to stay put for 1 minute and just hear me out on this one. Now, y'all are so lovely because I see mohair where y'all go and tell everyone that I spotlight that I sent you. I love that. It makes me feel so good that y'all are reaching out to them and giving them a follow and a subscribe and a like and commenting. So I think it's going very well, and I would love to continue doing this. But Crafter Spotlight this week is a gentleman that I just discovered this week. Somebody drew my attention and asked me to give him a watch. He just published his first episode this week, and it blew my mind. This boy's going places, okay? He's gonna go somewhere if he sticks to it. He has been knitting for 5 years, crocheting for 4, and he just turned 18 years old last week. It's amazing, okay? I've been knitting for like 12 or 13 years. Nowhere near the level of this one. Nowhere. But the channel name is Calling for, I'm going to say it's Orpheus. Like, Morpheus. Okay, Calling for Orpheus. That's what I'm thinking of it as. Because it's spelled Orpheaus. I will link it below, put it on the screen, and make sure you go watch this guy's first episode because it's mind-blowing. He's so good. So it's Calling for Orpheus. I'm thinking I'm pronouncing that right. I'm thinking of Matrix, the movie Matrix, where his name is Morpheus. It's kind of like Morpheus without the M, I think. I don't know. His name is Connor. Just turned 18 years old. Knits and crochets. Okay, he was showing all his knitting. I'm like, God, he's good. I was like, this is blowing my mind. I'm like, okay, I'm going to knit now and just listen to him and watch him. And then he pulls out a crochet hook. Well, I can't crochet. I've tried. And he's just crocheting and talking. I'm like, God. But he also designs. Well, I'll put a picture of one of his favorite sock designs he has on the screen. They're skulls, okay? I love a skull. I love anything with skulls on it. So he has this sock pattern. He's designing a barley tee. I think that's the name he's giving it. It's a t-shirt or a sweater, I don't know. But it's the barley tee. So a tee, I guess it's a t-shirt. Okay. But right now, after his first episode, after 1 weekend, he only has 18 subscribers as of this morning. Let's go see how much love we can give him. It would make me so happy if I could help him a little bit, because he is just so happy to be doing the knitting and crochet thing. I can tell. He's just as excited as I am to be doing it today. And I'm still pretty excited about it, except for I'm burnt out on life. But he's fresh and a new face and lovely, and I just adored him. I cannot wait to see what he does next on the next episode. So go follow Connor, Calling for Orpheus. It will be linked below. And that is Crafter Spotlight this week. It's been going very well. I'm really enjoying doing this. I love finding new content, new creators, and sharing it with y'all. I have so many. I have a long list of people I want to spotlight. But this one just jumped the list because I was like, he's good. He's good. So go check out Connor. Okay. Upcoming knits. We'll call it knits. Upcoming plans. Let's call it plans this week. I took a poll on Instagram yesterday on if anybody would be interested. I'm not going to call it a year-long make-along because that stresses me out a little bit. Let's call it a quarterly along make-along. I can do a quarter. 3 months, I can do that. But every quarter of the year is going to be part of this knit-along. Now, I have a rough idea of what I'm calling it. It's going to be for knitters and crocheters. I'm going to host it on Ravelry because that's the only place I know where I can really set it up the way I want it to. I might be able to do it on Discord if I could learn how to use Discord. But I don't know many people that use Discord. So if you are a Discord user, let me know. Comment below and let me know if you use Discord. There is a Discord for this channel on, I don't know what it is, but I have it linked below. I guess it'll work. I don't know. I check it occasionally. There's no activity in it. But I think I'm going to stick with Ravelry on this one. But it's for knitters and crocheters. And I think I'm calling it Stitch Quest 2025. This is going to be the name of the make-along. And I want it to become, like, epic, okay? So, there's a lot of planning to do, but I have a lot of ideas. It's going to be, I'm going to try to model it kind of like a fantasy book, fantasy fiction, where it's just magical, whimsical, majestic, all the good things that I like. So, Stitch Quest 2025. Keep an eye out for it. More details to come. If anybody would like to sponsor or donate or anything to that nature for Stitch Quest prizes, because we are going to be open for prizes, reach out to me if you're a maker and you want to collaborate somehow. That would be great. I'm even going to take sponsors. It's going to be a monthly thing where I'm going to have different sponsors every month. I'm still thinking it through. I'm trying to make it very epic and simple at the same time. But I want to be hands-on with it. Okay. Then the spreadsheets. Let's talk spreadsheets. I updated the podcast spreadsheet. There's over 170 channels now. The Advent spreadsheet is updated. I went through all the links and checked which ones are still available. The ones that are no longer available, I have deleted. And I'm also adding a tab at the bottom or top, it depends on the browser you're using, on Google Sheets for the Advent spreadsheet for pattern ideas for Advents. Someone suggested that I make a tab on the spreadsheet for that and put pattern ideas. I'm like, that's a wonderful idea. I love ideas like this. This is what I'm talking about. This makes me excited. I'm excited to do this for real. And then I am putting together a new spreadsheet for small businesses in the knitting, crochet, fiber arts community. I'm still working on that. I have it set up with a list of people who have sent me their business names. I've got a list of about 15 right now, but I need more. So if you are a small business a small scale business that is in the fiber arts genre, where if you are a bag maker, yarn dyer, notions creator, anything like that, let me know. Comment below, email me, amyknits@yahoo.com, AMIE knits@yahoo.com. Everything's linked below how you can contact me, or Instagram, Happy Little Yarn. But yeah, so far I have like 15 vendors I'm going to put on the list. I need more yarn dyers. I have like 2 yarn dyers on there right now, and I need more. Okay, and finally, I said last week I was going to give you a few ideas I have for advents. Somebody asked me once, what could I do with an advent? Well, I'm not going to be pattern specific, not Pacific. This is not the time zone, Pacific. This is not an ocean. I'm not being pattern specific, but I'm going to give you ideas. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ideas I'm going to share with you. A few minutes. I don't have much to elaborate on because I don't know. This is just me. I'm not an expert. It's just my ideas. So, you have an advent you don't know what to do with. Let's talk about it. Sometimes the advent can look like a big mess. Like the day order they put it in, the way you lay it out, the day order. Try rearranging it, okay? Because I will put, the lemonade shop was lovely, but it was a little chaotic for me for this sweater idea. I will put the 2022 lemonade shop picture here, the way it came in the advent. It was lovely, okay? The colors are wonderful, but I always knew I wanted it to be more of a fade. So I rearranged it to look like this. And that's the way I'm knitting it. So sometimes just simply rearranging the colors that you get in the advent, not keeping them in day order, but rearrange them into a fade or a gradient. Just like group the colors together. It doesn't have to be Roy G. Biv, but just in different groups scattered around. It's very nice. It's different. And it'd be great for color work fading. Okay, there's a tip. Color work. Use your advents for the contrast color in color work. Now, sometimes it's fingering weight. That's great because most advents are fingering weight. If it's DK, hold it double. Should work. I don't see why not, because usually tension on color work's a little wonky anyway, so if it's a little bit bigger than a DK, it'll just make it flow better, I think. But if you use it, it'll be a lovely beginning to end of a yoke. I'll put a yoke I'm trying to picture in my head. I'll see if I can find one and put it here. But like where they have a gradient going down the color work. Like you start like at the lightest, like I'm doing. Like here's 3 colors I have. 3, 4, and 8. If you just go down like that in colors through the color works yoke of a sweater or sock, any kind of color work, it would just make for a beautiful contrast, I think. Okay, scrappy projects, of course. What kind of scrappy projects? Well, one big one I can think of is Stephen West. Hello. If you are into his shawls or sweaters or pinguano, hello. He is master scrappy right there. He used to be very much into the scrappy look, I think. Maybe I could be thinking of somebody else, but I think most of his patterns would be really good with any kind of 20 gram mini set. But another idea for advents for scrappy projects are mismatched socks. Now I'm borrowing this idea from Lindsay of Lazy Lemon Creations. I think she's the first one I ever saw do it. I think it was her. I think it was her. It was her. That's the first person I can think of that did it. But a 20 gram mini will get you a sock. One sock. I know I used a 20 gram mini to get the foot and leg of a size 10 women's US shoe. US size 10 women's shoe. I could use 20 grams to get one sock. Use contrast, heels, toes, and cuffs. You have one whole sock. So if you like mismatched socks, or if you only like to knit one sock just for fun, there you go. Idea. Mismatched socks. I think that is a cute idea. And I loved it seeing her do those because Lindsay of Lazy Lemon Creations. Link her below because she has a YouTube channel as well. Another idea. We've talked about rearranging to make fades and gradients. Scrappy projects. Let's talk home decor. Really. Laura Penrose. Okay? Blankets and pillows. They look quilted, but they are yarn and knitted. I don't know if there's anything crochet-like, but I'm just talking about knitting right now. Pillows. The Laura Penrose pillow, I'll put an example picture of her right here, is beautiful, and I think 20 gram minis are perfect for this. You can make the entire pillow with, you can use one main color and then minis as contrast colors. But I think pillows would be a great use for advents if you wanted to utilize it to make it more useful or essential in your house, something decorative, or even stuffies. Stuffies do not take much yardage for small stuffies. So I'm thinking like you get between 87 yards to like 92 yards for a fingering weight mini. You just need a couple of those and you can knock out a stuffy. It'd be cute in your house just to put somewhere. Oh, I don't have my chickens up today. Oh, I know the one Lisa made for me, the emotional support chicken, was made from her scraps. And you could totally make a emotional support chicken with your scraps or advent minis. It'd be cute. And you can decorate your house with them. And finally, the last thing I can think of to do with minis is not limit yourself to knitting and crochet. There are other hobbies out there that use yarn. Take up a new hobby, okay? Weaving. There's a good one. Wall hangings. Woven wall hangings. I will put one right here, for example. I saw one earlier on Etsy. It was just beautiful. Different color yarns. And I think it would be a lovely new hobby I would love to take up if I could find a small enough one that doesn't take up space. Loom. I think it's a loom, right? New hobby to me anyways. But wall hangings. These woven wall hangings are beautiful. I love them. And also needle punch, okay? There is this Instagram account called, I think it's, I don't know how to say it. Something Pixie at the end. I will put her IG Instagram name on the screen. But I will put a picture right here of what she makes with needle punch. I think it's called needle punch. Whatever it is, she makes pigeons with yarn. Okay? I need one of these from her one day. They're very cute. But needle punch is something else you could do. I guess that's what it's called. If it's not, I'll correct myself. If it's not what it's called, correct me. But those are the 4 things I can think of right now from just brainstorming earlier. What you could do with advents is rearrange them to the way you like them to fade to gradient sort of motif for color work. Or use them for scrappy projects. That's the obvious one. Home decor. Or take up a new hobby. I don't know. I'm talking to Nicole of Witch and Knitting Mama, and we might put together an episode for specific advent patterns that would be great for minis. I don't know. She just messaged me about it today and said, would you like to collab on this? I'm like, that sounds fun. So let's move on to life, the final segment, because there is not much going on these days besides a load of stress, and it's messing with my head. It was a busy week at work. Everybody got sick last weekend. I was sick too, but I did not test positive for COVID. Thank goodness. I don't want to go through that again. It was just like allergies. That's all I had. It felt like allergies. But I feel better now. I felt better come Monday. I was perfectly fine. I felt completely 100%. But the other folks at work tested positive. So I was by myself for a few days at work, trying to get everything done on deadlines, because the beginning of the month is always deadline-y. And then my work decided they could come back because they were not running fevers first few days, but they were still kind of showing symptoms, but they were improving. CDC says that if you're not showing signs of fever for 24 hours without Tylenol, not taking Tylenol, and your symptoms are improving, you can return to work. So my boss was like, tell them they can come back. I was like, okay. So they came back. Everybody was all up in arms. Everybody got upset. And I was like, I can't help it. So I had a lot of people breathing down my neck this week, and that played a toll on me mentally. And all I wanted to do was come home at night and go to bed. It's basically all I did this week, was come home and go to bed. But it's Friday now. I almost didn't go to work today, but I did. I did my 5 days. Or 4.5. Only worked till 12 on Fridays. Thank goodness. But I will be sewing for the rest of the weekend, since I did not sew this week. I need to get everything ready for the bag update tomorrow morning, or tomorrow at 12. As you can see back here, I have some pumpkin fabric laid out that I've sewn. And I need to get them sewn together. It won't take long. I got the tedious part over with of cutting and ironing and doing the small stitching details. Got all that finished. All I have to do is zip them together. And if you would like one, it would be lovely if you would come check out my update tomorrow. And all bags, I put 2 pockets in each bag now. So I just thought it would be nicer to have some pockets if that was something somebody would want. So 32 minutes. I think I've spoke enough today. There's nothing else on my list I can think of. I have a spreadsheet, of course, behind the camera on my computer with everything I wanted to talk about. I said this was episode 89, so on episode 90 we will discuss a giveaway. If anybody is a maker and wants to contribute something to a giveaway, please let me know. I'm all for that. I will promote the heck out of you, because you all are so inspirational to me that I want y'all to thrive, that you would be willing to give me something to give away. Of course I'm going to treat you like royalty. That's the only way to do it. But yeah, I have a few things I can give away from past things that I've done, but I have to find them where the box is that I store them in, because I keep them spider free. And we will discuss that next episode, though. I'm just rambling now. I hope y'all have a great day, a great night, whatever time you're watching this. I will see you next episode. Bye.